So today we're going to talk about cracking the code to your personal singing success. Cracking the code. So I'm using that term because I want you to understand two things. Number one, there is a code. There is a very clear code, method, strategy to cracking the limits that are in front of you and accessing your personal singing success. And the other part I want you to understand is that it's personal. It's personal. All right? Now, if you are tuning in to a live, you're welcome to ask questions at any time. So if you've been all really great singing teachers and coaches are constantly confronted with the idea of, is there a code that works for everybody? And the truth is there's not. There just isn't. Sorry to burst your bubble. However, there is a code. There are very clear things that make singing work. It's science, it's mathematical, it's physics, it's plannable, it's plottable. It works. We know a lot more about how things work. Yet it's complex because it depends on the individual. So that's why I say there isn't one code that works for everybody the same way. It will work for everybody, but with different amounts of success. So if you want to crack the code for your personal singing success, this is what you need to do. You need to become very clear about what you want. And that may change during your singing journey, but you've got to become very clear about what you want, and here's why. If you come to me and you say, I want to sing everything, pop, rock, classical, opera, death metal, okay. Now that's a lot of different codes, a lot of different approaches, a lot of things you have to learn about different styles, a lot of coordination development for everything. And if you try and tackle that all at once, it's not going to work out very well. So when you want to crack the code for your personal singing success, you need to be singing different styles. That's okay, but not too much at a time. And you need to be specific, very specific. The more specific you can be in terms of, I like these singers, I like this musical style, and you have a couple, okay, great. Now we can be very clear in the steps to achieving that. The skills, coordinations you'll develop will be used in every singing style, just in very different amounts, and you have to learn how to balance those things. And here's the other thing that's very individual and personal. Every singer, every person is really good at some things and not so great at others. So while you might need to work on things I don't need to work on, you're not going to have to work on things that I do have to work on, because we're all a little bit different. So getting the code for your personal singing success depends on a couple different things. Number one, it is you becoming very clear on what you want, the style, the sound you want, the singers you like, and being focused, having a narrow focus, at least until you achieve success with that sound design, that style. Now you will have developed a lot of skills you will be able to use in cracking the code to the next steps of mastery. All right? So cracking the code to your personal singing success is all about, number one, knowing what you want and having a clear plan. All right? That's the truth. So then we can start with very specific steps based on your personal needs. So one of the things I'm doing to help singers crack the code on their singing success is offering these online 4-week intensive trainings to train the general, educate you on the main coordinations of singing and give you a lot of resources to stretch your understanding, your mind, and a lot of exercises to help you develop that. Now, these are general, so what you need is going to vary from what another singer needs. So there is no one code that works for everybody equally well. There are 5 main coordinations: coordination of your airflow and air pressure, your vocal fold coordination, your pharyngeal resonance coordination, coordination of your tongue, and the movement of your mouth, your embouchure. All these things work together. So the more coordination and dexterity you have and control, ultimately, of the moving parts, the better you'll be able to combine them to sing anything you want to sing. So that's the key. What do you want to sing? It was hard for me because I wanted to sing everything. But that doesn't work so well. It doesn't work so well because you can't sing everything at all at once. You can sing every style. It's just not a good idea to try to do everything all at once. You've got to get good at 1 or 2 styles and then add one at a time, if that's what you want to do. Now, most of your singers out there that you listen to, they're very good at their personal style of singing, their personal code for singing success that allows them to execute their vocal identity in the way they want to. They're not trying to master everything all at once. They're trying to get really good at what they like and what they want. So they're very, very specific. And they've done a lot of general training as well, but they're specific about what they want. That's really going to help you have a lot more success in your singing, is being clear on what you want. Now, you might be saying to yourself, I don't know what I want. I just want to sing it the right way. I want to be able to hit this note. I want to feel more ease in my singing. Okay, I get that. I've been there. I remember saying, I can sing this note 10 different ways. What's the right way? And the thing is, the right way depends on what you want, you know? So you're gonna have to get some help, education, but the best help you can give yourself is being very clear. Come to a coach, come to me and say, I've got 3 singers. I love the way they sing. What are they doing? What do I need to do to make a similar sound? And then we have very clear steps, a very clear code, path for success. So, all right, so here you go, a view of where I'm at. I'm going way up there to the top of the hill. That's why you'll hear me breathing hard. I don't have asthma. I'm just out walking, and it's about to get steep. So ask questions if you have any questions, okay? This is your time to ask me literally anything about singing. We just finished up the Big 5 2.0 Pharyngeal Resonance online intensive, and wow, our minds got stretched. We learned so many things, we practiced a lot of things, and now it's time for each participant to continue on working with that material. Now, if you weren't able to participate, you can go to my website, singingrevealed.com, click on the Big 5, and you'll find the webinar versions of these trainings. They're great. They have all the classes, they have all the exercises. You're just not going to have the opportunity to participate live and get coaching from the team. But that's okay. You'll still get so much benefit out of that. And then, so it's time for each participant, it would be time for you as a singer, to now get specific. What do I want? What do I need most? What do I need to work on the most? And if you're not sure, you can ask for guidance, all right? But you've got to make a plan, a very clear plan, and a specific plan so you can have a clear code, the clear keys to your personal singing success, right? This is the main key because your path is different than anybody else's. This is why there's no one size fits all right? I've studied a lot of different methodologies. I'm still continuing to upgrade my knowledge, learn new things, and apply them to my own singing to make it better. And that's a phase of growth. Really important that you stay in the mindset of, I'm going to continue to evolve, continue to learn. So hit me up with any questions you may have. I have some really good training exercises in the playlist, training and exercises, where you have specific small workouts that last anywhere between 5 and 8 minutes. That's by design. This way you can work on 4 to 5 things every day in a half hour, 30 minutes a day. You've got the workouts, you've got the training. All you have to do now is apply them. All right, these are pretty general. So they'll work to build your coordination, to be able to execute all singing styles. So there's a resource for you, and I will be adding more. So once again, I've studied bel canto, I've studied speech level singing, I've studied the complete vocal technique, I've been a member of a lot of different teacher organizations. Methodologies are great, but they don't work equally well for every singer, because every singer, like you, has individual goals, individual strengths. So the most important thing you can do as a singer is to continually work to improve your coordination ability of the moving parts of singing, the big 5 coordinations of singing. They're universal, and the better you can do them, the better you'll be able to sing. That is the true code. Everything is a combination of moving parts. It's also what makes singing extremely difficult to master, because you'll never master everything. I know. You're like, this sucks. No, it doesn't suck. You don't need to master everything. You need to master what you need. That's it, all right? Think about it. The more specific you can be in what you want, the easier it will be to achieving that goal, because you're gonna have a lot of intermediate steps. Yeah? Just like I'm walking up this trail. It's been a long ways from the road way back there. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens with a lot of little steps. Apply that to your mindset. All right? Little steps that lead in the direction of what you want. If you don't know what you want, better get clear on that, whether in singing or in life. The more clarity you have about what you want to do, the easier it is to formulate a plan. In other words, unlock the code to your personal singing success. Okay? It's incremental, doesn't happen all at once. So hit me up What do you want to know? What concerns do you have? What questions do you have? And don't be shy, just ask away. Let's say you want to be a popular singer. All right, go look up pop music, pop singers. You're gonna find a whole lot of singers, and they all sing differently. So how are you gonna know what's the right way? Well, this is what I mean. Look at singers that you love. What do they have in common? Now, you might like singers from different genres. That's great. That's great. Go one step at a time. I want to emulate these singers' style, their timbre, their color, their technique. That's going to help you become successful. So you'll find a number of singers within the same sound design style zone. Make sense? So you can't go out and sing as a novice or intermediate singer. You can't go out and say, I want to sing The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, Freddie Mercury, and Bon Jovi. That's way too big of a stretch. They all sing differently. Okay? They got some things that are similar, but for the most part, they all have very different sounds. Now put The Weeknd and Bruno Mars together, that's more similar. Maybe throw Sam Smith in there. That's getting more similar. Now, same thing for your female singers. Look for singers, Adele and Ariana Grande and Christina Aguilera. It's just not doing the same things at all. There's some overlap, some similarity, but you got to emulate one style first. Get good at that sound, have a clear path for achieving that, and work on that until you're good. Until you're good at it. Until it's good, meaning I can do this, it feels comfortable, I can sing about 5 to 8 songs in a row and not get hoarse. And yeah, you might be a little tired because singing takes energy, but you shouldn't have pain or vocal fatigue getting hoarse, all right? Build this up step at a time. So cracking the code to your personal singing success is number one, being very clear and specific about what you want. That makes it much easier for any coach to guide you. It does. I can't guide someone in 10 different directions at the same time and expect them to be successful. We've got to start with what they want, and the more clear their ask, the more clear their goal, the easier it is, and the faster it will be to reaching that goal. So there is a code, but the code's for you. You have to discover your personal code for singing success. It starts with knowing what you want. Then it starts with asking questions and looking for the elements that you need to achieve that. So you'd have to ask, hey, I want to sing like this person. Let's identify how they're making their sound. Now let's work on those coordinations. And then you'll have more singing success. Okay, so no, it's not a bad thing to want to do lots of different styles. That's something I do all the time, something I love to do. But I could not do it all at once. Something you got to develop. There's really easy light sounds. Whoa! It's so easy, almost feels like falsetto. Whoa! No, that's falsetto. That's head voice. Whoa! 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 That's not. So that little fine line right there is something that might be beneficial to discover. But you might want a bigger sound. Yeah, and then it's a different code, a different sound design. Yeah! Very different. Also pretty easy to do once you figure it out. But if you don't know how, you don't know how. If you haven't developed the coordinations that come together to make that happen, it's not going to come together and make it happen. So don't want to discourage you, I want to encourage you. Become specific in your ask. your ask of yourself, your ask of your coach, your ask of what you're looking for and searching for. Type in singing in your Google search. You're going to be completely overwhelmed. Type in singing exercises on YouTube. You're going to be completely overwhelmed. You're going to find a lot of people saying contradictory things. That will be confusing and will not help you. So clear it up. Yeah, clear up your ask of your coach, of yourself. It'll be just like doing a better fine-tuned search with a search engine. You'll get more specific results. You're still going to have to filter through all of that. Okay? It's difficult, I get it. One thing I'm laughing about, I'm like, my marketing's terrible. It is terrible. You know why I think it's terrible? It's because the majority of singers out there are not paying attention to what I have to say. Instead, they're going off and buying and following people that have absolutely nothing worthwhile to say. But they're doing it in a more clever way marketing-wise. So it's like you walk in the grocery store, you see rows and rows and rows of soda. Soda's not good for you. Everybody knows that. It might be fun to drink, but it's not good for you. So, but they've got the marketing down, don't they? All right, so you got to be clever in your searching. You got to be clever. You have to think about it. You have to evaluate. Does what this person have to say, is it actually valuable? Can it actually help me? Look at the content. Is it educational? Is it giving you some good instructions? Anybody can just go through, glean other exercises off of everybody else's channels and do little social media posts. You got to do this. You got to do this. Well, guess what? That's not know-how, and it's not education, and it's not training. It's just copycat. Copycat marketing. Careful. Careful in your searches. Don't fall into the trap of copycat marketing. Look for educational content. It's going to tell you the how, what, why, and then pay attention to that rather than hopping around and trying 3 different exercises a day from 3 different coaches about the same topic. Yeah, not so great. Become clear on what you want. Make a plan. Get educated. Be consistent. You will unlock the code to your personal singing success. It's all about you. This is your journey. Nobody else's. No one else's journey will look the same way, and nobody else can do it for you. You are the only one. It's all inside of you, and that's great news. Great news. Be patient. Don't beat yourself up. Here's a very valuable tip. When something goes wrong in your singing, it's just feedback and guidance from your own body saying there is a better way. Do something different. Try something a little bit different. Now, don't change everything all at once. Change one little part of your setup. One, and only change it a little bit, then change it a little bit more. Then if it doesn't help, that is not what was wrong. Your body's still giving you guidance. Change mistakes into feedback. I'm not making mistakes, I'm getting feedback from my body. There's a better way. And if ultimately, everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs some one-on-one guidance because there are just some things we can't hear and see ourselves. So that's why this is what I do. So if you ever need guidance, then just reach out. All right? I'm not working exclusively with famous people. I work with every singer that wants to improve. All right? So it's really easy. Just reach out. Okay? There you go. Wise words of the day, or the wisest words I have to share with you today. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to comment with any questions. Like and follow the channel. There's a lot of great content here. Educational, tutorial, explaining the how, the what, the why. Okay? And giving you daily workouts. So make the most of it. It's all free. Pretty cool, huh? and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.